Students, welcome to Simple Chemistry. We will discuss Diploma students in Engineering Chemistry 2 India question bank 2015 model 2020 variyulla previous question papers questions are discuss paper to first question. Why are Bohr orbits are called energy levels? Answer. According to Bohr theory, an electron does not absorb or emit energy as long as the electron remains in a particular orbit. Second question. What are strong and weak electrolytes? Answer. Electrolytes which dissociate almost completely and produce large number of ions are called strong electrolytes. They have high conductivity. Example, hydrochloric acid, sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Electrolytes which dissociate partially and produce small number of ions are called weak electrolytes. Example, acetic acid and oxalic acid. Third question. Name one synthetic polymer which is an amide and give its monomer. Answer. Nylon 6,6. Monomer, hexamethylene, diamine and adipic acid. Two gases which are responsible for greenhouse effect. Answer. Carbon dioxide, water vapor and methane gas. Next question. Which type of metal can be used in cathodic protection of iron against rusting? Answer. In this technique, a plate of more reactive metals such as magnesium, zinc or aluminium is placed near the iron article. Next question. State Pauli's exclusion principle. Answer. It is impossible for two electrons in an atom to have the same values of all the four quantum numbers. Next question. What is galvanization? The process of coating zinc over iron surface is called galvanization. Galvanized iron resists corrosion. Next question. What is the effect of temperature on the electrical conduction of metals and electrolytes? Answer. Conductance of metals decreases with increase in temperature, and for electrolytes, conductance of electrolytes increases with increase in the temperature. Identify the functional group in the following molecules. First one, CH3, CH2, COO, CH3. It is an ester group. Next question, CH3, CH2, CH2, NH2, NH2 amine group. Next question, give two examples for nuclear fuel. Answer. Uranium-235, Uranium-233, Plutonium-239. Next question, define an orbit. Orbit is the circular path around the nucleus where there is electron is revolving. Next question, what is a primary cell? Give one example. Answer. Non-rechargeable galvanic cells are called primary cells. The cell reaction is not reversible in the primary cell. And example, Daniel cell, dry cell, mercury cell. Next question, write two examples for synthetic rubber. Answer. Buna-S or SBR, Buna-N, neoprene. Next question, what is salt bridge? It is an inverted U-shaped tube. Inert electrolyte like potassium chloride or potassium nitrate or ammonium nitrate in a gel form by addition of agar-agar gel. It helps to complete the circuit. It helps to maintain the electrical neutrality of the solution by it prevents the intermixing of solution. Next question, what is smog? Smog is equal to smoke plus fog. It is an impact of air pollution. Smog is divided into two types, chemical smog and photochemical smog. Next question, water is a liquid while hydrogen sulfide is a gas at room temperature. Give reason. Answer. In H2O there is a strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding which is not present in hydrogen sulfide. It is due to the large size and a low electronegativity of sulfur than oxygen atom. Next question, write two examples for each electrolytes and non-electrolytes. Electrolytes, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, acids, etc. Sugar, urea, benzene, kerosene, etc. What are refractories? Mention two uses. Answer. Heat resistant materials that constitute the lining for high temperature furnaces, reactors and other processing units. Uses. Act as thermal barrier between hot media. It represents a chemical protective barrier against corrosion. Next question, name the different regions of atmosphere. Answer. Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Next question, what is activity series? Electrochemical series is also known as activity series. Arrangement of various elements used as electrodes in the order of increasing value of standard reduction potential is known as activity series. ബി ആണ്. ഇതിൽ എസ്സേ ടൈപ്പ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ് കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. നിങ്ങളുടെ നോട്ടിലോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ടെക്സ്റ്റിലോ നോക്കി നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുക. റിപ്പീറ്റഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ്. ഫസ്റ്റ് വൺ, write any three differences between ionic and covalent bond. Next question, what is hydrogen bonding? Illustrate with an example. Next question, state Faraday's second law of electrolysis and give its mathematical expression. Next question, what is rust? List the condition of rusting. Next question, what is the uniqueness of carbon atom? Next question, what is condensation polymerization? Example. Next, write the constituent of the following gaseous fuels: flue gas, producer gas, Gobar gas. Next question, write one effect for the following air pollutants: carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Next question, write the electroplating and any two purposes for electroplating. List any three merits of Bohr model of atom. Next question, distinguish between orbit and orbital. Next, write the principal and azimuthal quantum number of the following orbitals: 5d, 4s, 4f. First one, 5d, principal quantum number n is equal to 5 ആണ്. azimuthal quantum number L 2 ആണ്. L2 for d orbitals. 4s, principal quantum number n is equal to 4, azimuthal quantum number L is equal to 0 for s orbital. Next, 4f, principal quantum number n is equal to 4, azimuthal quantum number L is equal to 3 for f orbital. Next question, write the monomers of the following polymers: nylon 6, caprolactam, butadiene, styrene and butadiene. Give a brief description about photochemical and classical smoke. Next question, write the equation to calculate the wavelength of matter waves and explain the terms. Answer, the wavelength of a matter wave lambda is equal to h by mv or lambda is equal to h by p. P is the momentum, h is Planck's constant, m is the mass of the particle, v is the velocity of the particle. It is known as de Broglie relationship. Next question, reduction potential zinc and silver electrodes are minus 0.76 volt and 0.80 volt respectively. Compute the EMF if the cell is constructed using this electrode. Answer, E cell is equal to E cathode minus E anode. ഈ കാഥോഡ് ഇവിടെ സിൽവറും ആനോഡ് സിങ്കും ആയിട്ടാണ് ആക്ട് ചെയ്യണത്. അപ്പോൾ സബ്സ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുക ഗിവൺ വാല്യൂസ്. നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന ആൻസർ 1.56 വോൾട്ട് ആണ്. വിച്ച് മെറ്റൽ ഡിസ്പ്ലേസസ് ദ അതർ മെറ്റൽ ഫ്രം ഇറ്റ്സ് സൊല്യൂഷൻ? ഗിവ് റീസൺ. മോർ റിയാക്റ്റീവ് മെറ്റൽ ഡിസ്പ്ലേസസ് ദ ലെസ് റിയാക്റ്റീവ് മെറ്റൽ ഫ്രം ഇറ്റ്സ് സാൾട്ട് സൊല്യൂഷൻ. Next question, give a brief description about photochemical smoke. Next, mention any two differences between electroplating and anodizing. ഇതൊക്കെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ്. നെക്സ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ഡിസ്റ്റിങ്വിഷ് ബിറ്റ്വീൻ സാച്ചുറേറ്റഡ് ആൻഡ് അൺസാച്ചുറേറ്റഡ് ഓർഗാനിക് കോമ്പൗണ്ട്സ് വിത്ത് വൺ എക്സാമ്പിൾ. നെക്സ്റ്റ്, വാട്ട് ഈസ് സേഫ്റ്റി ഗ്ലാസ്? നെക്സ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, മെൻഷൻ എനി ടു ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസ് ഓഫ് ഗ്രീൻ കെമിസ്ട്രി. നെക്സ്റ്റ്, സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഓഫ് പോ പ്രിൻസിപ്പിൾ, റൈറ്റ് ദ ഇലക്ട്രോണിക് കോൺഫിഗറേഷൻ ഓഫ് ഫ്ലൂറിൻ ആൻഡ് ആർഗൺ. For fluorine, atomic number is 9, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. For argon, atomic number is 18, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Next, draw the shapes of s and p orbitals. What is natural rubber? How can we modify the properties of natural rubber? Answer, natural rubber is polyisoprene. The structure is 2-methyl 1,3-butadiene. Polymerization, we get natural rubber polyisoprene. By vulcanization, we can improve the properties of natural rubber, that is by adding sulfur and zinc oxide. Next question, give two examples each for primary cell and secondary cell. Primary cell, Daniell cell, dry cell, mercury cell. Secondary cell, lead storage cell, nickel cadmium cell. Next question, what are refractories? Next, write the correct set of quantum numbers for the valence electron in sodium atom. Sodium atomic number Z is equal to 11 ആണ്. ഇലക്ട്രോണിക് കോൺഫിഗറേഷൻ 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1 വരും. s1 electronic configuration, principal quantum number n is equal to 3, azimuthal quantum number L is equal to 0 for s orbital, magnetic quantum number also m is equal to 0, spin quantum number s is equal to plus half or minus half. Next question, distinguish between homopolymers and copolymers. Give examples. Homopolymers, same type of monomers, polythene, polyvinyl chloride. Copolymers, different type of monomers. Example, SBr, nylon 6. Next question, write note on thermal and catalytic cracking. Next question, write two harmful effect of ozone depletion. Next, what is a dative bond? Give two example. Answer in ammonium boride and boron trifluoride and sulfur dioxide. What is the reason for the stability of noble gases? Noble gases have a completely filled valence shell electronic configuration, or it have a octet in the valence shell. Next question, what is mean by functional group? Write the functional group of the aldehyde and amines. For aldehyde, its functional group is CHO. Amines functional group is NH2. Functional group is a group of atom or group of atom which determine the properties of that group compound. Next question, write the monomers of the following polymers. Neoprene, answer chloropene, Teflon, tetrafluoroethylene. Next question, give the significance of principal quantum number. Present the principal energy level, orbit or shell n may have values 1, 2, 3, 4 etc. for k element orbits. The maximum number of electrons in an orbit is 2n square. Next, draw a labeled figure for electroplating of nickel over steel spoon. Give the electrode reaction. The electrode reaction at anode, nickel gives nickel 2 plus 2 electron oxidation. At cathode, nickel 2 plus 2 electron nickel reduction on the surface of steel spoon. Next question, arrange the following metals in the decreasing order of their reactivity. Aluminium, copper, iron, magnesium, zinc, potassium. Answer potassium less than magnesium less than aluminium less than zinc less than iron less than copper. Next, what is the role of sulfur in the vulcanization of rubber? Answer, sulfur made a cross linking between isoprene molecule which make the rubber hard and more elastic. Next question, ordinary rainwater is slightly acidic. When does it become acid rain and what are its threats? Next question, how will you convert higher hydrocarbon into petrol? Answer, by cracking. Next question, what is maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in an orbital? Name and state the rule which governs this. Answer, maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in an orbital is equal to 2. Pauli's exclusion principle state the rule. The azimuthal quantum number of an orbital is 1. Name the orbital and what is the shape. Answer, azimuthal quantum number L is equal to 1 for p orbital and shapes of p orbitals is dumbbell shape. Write the application of fuel cell. Next, mention the monomers and any one uses of the following polymers. First one, nylon 6 monomer caprolactam, buna-N monomer butadiene and acrylonitrile. Next, what are multiple covalent bond? Give two examples. Next question, which orbital is non-directional? S orbital is non-directional in nature. Next question, sodium chloride is a bad conductor in the solid state. Why? See, first question, state octet rule. Show how octet rule is followed in the formation of oxygen and nitrogen molecules. Answer, for oxygen molecule, 2 oxygen atoms containing 6 electrons in the valence shell. By sharing 2 electrons, the 2 atoms attain octet and there is a double bond between the oxygen atoms in the oxygen molecule. In nitrogen molecule, each nitrogen atom containing 5 electrons in their valence shell. By sharing 3 electrons, the 2 atoms attain octet and there is a triple bond between nitrogen atoms in nitrogen molecule. Next question, draw the shapes of S, Px, Py and Pz orbitals. S orbital is spherical shape and Px, Py, Pz orbitals are dumbbell shapes. Next question, state the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. The uncertainty in position and velocity of a particle are 0.1 meter and 5.27 into 10 raised to minus 24 meter second respectively. Calculate the mass of the particle. Answer, according to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, delta x into delta p greater than or equal to h by 4 pi, or delta x into m delta v is equal to h by 4 pi. Mass of the particle m is equal to h by delta x into delta v 4 pi. h ന്റെ വാല്യൂ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. എല്ലാത്തിനും ഗിവൺ വാല്യൂസ് സബ്സ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ 1.008 into 10 raised to minus 7 കിലോഗ്രാം ആൻസർ കിട്ടും. Next question, write de Broglie relationship and explain the terms. Calculate the wavelength of a body of mass 10 raised to minus 7 kg moving with velocity 10 meter per second. H in the value thannittund. Lambda is equal to h by mv. Sub values substitute and direct question and answer 6.625 into 10 raised to minus 28 meter. State Pauli's exclusion principle. The ground state electronic configuration listed here are incorrect. Explain what mistakes have been made in each and write the correct electronic configuration. First one, aluminium 1s2 2s2 2p4 3s2 3p3 ആണ്. Correct equation വരുന്നത് 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 3p1 ആണ്. Next boron 1s2 2s2 2p5. Correct one വരുന്നത് 1s2 2s2 2p1 ആണ്. Next fluorine 1s2 2s2 2p6. Correct one 1s2 2s2 2p5. Next question, what is electrochemical series? Next, write down the cell reaction, cell notation and compute EMF. A strip of nickel dipped in nickel 2 plus ion solution and a strip of silver dipped in solution of silver 2 plus ions and combined to form a cell. Give electrode values തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട് minus 0.24 for nickel and 0.7994 for silver. Here Ag acts as the cathode and nickel acts as the anode. Reaction Na gives Na2 plus 2 electron for anode and Ag plus 1 electron gives Ag for cathode. Overall cell reaction Ag plus 2Na gives 2Na2 plus Ag. Cell reaction Ag bar Ag plus double bar Na2 plus bar Na. Next, list any 4 methods to control corrosion. Next, distinguish between a thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Give 2 examples. Next, what is an optical fiber? Give 3 uses. What is acid rain? Give any 3 consequences of it. What are the basic aims of green chemistry? Next, define calorific value of a fuel. List any 4 qualities of a good fuel. Next, compare solid, liquid and gaseous fuels. What are the pollutants? How are they classified? Next, give the postulates of Bohr model of atoms. State octet rule. Explain how it is followed in sodium chloride molecule. Write the possible values of N, L, M and S for an electron in 3p orbital. For N principal quantum number N is equal to 3 for 3p orbital, L is equal to 1, M is equal to minus 1, 0, 1, S in half values plus half or minus half. Next, state Hund's rule show that the presence of 3 unpaired electrons in nitrogen is in accordance with Hund's rule. Next question, write the working of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. With the help of a labeled diagram, write the reactions involved. Next, calculate the uncertainty in the velocity of an electron if the uncertainty in position is 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Equation delta x is into m delta v is equal to h by 4 pi. Delta v is equal to substitute ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന values 5.796 into 10 raised to 5 meter per second. Define electrolysis. Explain the electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride. Next, write short notes on catenation, tetracovalency, isomerism of carbon atom. Next, how polymers classified based on its type of polymerization. Explain with one example. Answer, condensation and addition polymerization and the polymers. Next, give any 2 synthetic rubber and their monomers. Next question, what is soil pollution? What are its major causes and effects? Next, how is ozone produced in the stratosphere? How it is depleted and give its consequences. Next, what is water pollution? 3 important sources of water pollution. Next, explain the formation of an ionic bond. Give 2 examples. Next, classify the different types of conductors. Next, explain the construction of and working of fuel gas. Annual cell. Next, write notes on soda glass, safety glass, borosilicate glass. Next, write 5 characteristics of refractories. Next, what are nuclear fuels? 3 examples. Next, explain the progressive transformation of wood to anthracite coal. Next question, explain the following greenhouse effect acid rain. Next question, write the construction of natural fuel gobar gas. Next question, a galvanic cell reaction is given below. Zinc plus Na2 plus gives zinc 2 plus nickel. Write the cell notation, reaction and electrode reaction. Compute the EMF. Given electrode values are given: zinc minus 0.76 and nickel 0.25. Is equal to E cathode minus E anode. Here nickel is the cathode and zinc is the anode. Answer minus 0.51 volt ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയുമാണ് നമുക്ക് S2 എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് കെമിസ്ട്രി 2-ൽ പഠിക്കാനുള്ളത്. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാവരും നന്നായിട്ട് റിവൈസ് ചെയ്യുക. ഇതിൻ്റെ ആൻസേഴ്സൊക്കെ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് നോക്കി പഠിക്കുക. താങ്ക് യു ഫോർ വാച്ചിങ്. ബൈ.